Good morning, everyone. Delighted to be here. Welcome. My name is Josh Cutler, and I'm an Undersecretary with the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development. We're really delighted to be here to partner with our colleagues across the hall and to welcome all of you. And I have to say happy Halloween to everyone here. I hope you have some big plans. And of course, this morning's program is all going to be about treat, no trick. So lots of good news to share about supporting our veterans here in the Commonwealth. I did just, before we jump into our program, just wanted to acknowledge some of our special guests that are here. I know we have staff from Senator Jalen's office, Senator DiDomenico. We're grateful to Senator DiDomenico for sponsoring the room this morning, so thank you. And Representative Howard. And if I missed any House or Senate members, forgive me. I've been out of the building for a few months now, so please let me know. Also, very pleased to have Chrissy Lynch, President of the Mass AFL-CIO, and Frank Callahan of the Mass Building Trades here with us. So thank you all for joining us. So we're going to dive right into the program. It's my role and delight to introduce a former colleague and now a great colleague who's serving as Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Please, a warm welcome for Secretary John Santiago. Take it away, sir. Just speaking in the microphone.
Well, good morning, everyone. And as Undersecretary Cutler said, happy Halloween. It's going to be a warm day outside. My two kids dressed up in Monsters, Inc. outfits and getting ready to go, so we're excited about it. It's great to be here alongside my wonderful colleague, Secretary Jones here, who's been really a partner in this from day one at our office, really to announce two initiatives that represent the Healey-Driscoll Administration's commitment to making a real difference in the life of so many veterans and small businesses. To our legislative colleagues, thanks for being here and showing your support. This is the ultimate team game here on Beacon Hill, and your partnership has been crucial since day one. And to that point, it's crazy to believe that it's been over a year and a half since we started our new Secretariat Office of Veteran Services here in the Commonwealth. And it started with the elevation of our office from a department to a secretariat, and really a new vision to honorably serve those who served us. And during that time, I've been incredibly proud to help, alongside many of you in this room, usher in a new era of veteran services. Not only are we investing more in veteran services than ever before, but we're engaging more veterans than ever. And the outcomes are tangible and they're very real. Earlier this year, we passed the HERO Act, the most comprehensive piece of veterans legislation in Massachusetts history. We've also begun to transform the care that we're delivering at both Massachusetts veterans homes. And we've also put forth the largest one-time dedicated fund to address veterans homelessness in the Commonwealth, alongside our partnership with HLC, Secretary Augustus. And it really just speaks to the partnership and the importance of cross-agency collaboration, which we're here to discuss today. And from the very beginning, we knew that veterans' needs would require cross-agency efforts, really open lines of communication. That transformation simply wouldn't be possible without collaboration. So working with Secretary Jones and her team at the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce and Development, we began to do just that to bridge critical gaps in veteran services. Because when I began my tenure as a Secretary of Veteran Services, it became very evident to me that we were missing options in two important places, particularly those in education and employment as well. And as a veteran myself, when talking to veterans, hearing from them, hearing their stories, when they transition back from their military careers to that in the civilian sector, the importance of getting footing in the education and employment sector, typically the first and second thing that come to their minds, and we have to do more for them. So what we did in my office is that we established the Veterans Employment Education and Training Office with the sole purpose to connect veterans to career paths that match their skills, their drive, and their expertise, and to make sure that they're able to achieve their academic goals. And on that note, we are announcing today one of the newest initiatives, the Veteran Hire Tax Credit. It's a $2,500 incentive that will allow small businesses to hire qualified veterans, particularly those who face barriers to employment. Now, there's some work done at the federal level. There's some ongoing work at the state level in partnership with our great colleagues at the VA as well. But we thought we could do more and we should do more. Because for veterans, this is a critical door opener. While veterans can bring a unique set of skills, resilience, and dedication, too many times they face insurmountable areas where we just need to help them. And this tax credit can help bridge that gap. And for our small businesses, really the backbone of our Massachusetts economy, the opportunity to hire a veteran and a committed public servant I think we all know the benefits of hiring folks like our veterans. Our VEET director, Tom LaRose, who's sitting to my left over here, will share some details about how businesses can apply for this and get engaged with this program. And today, we're also announcing the launch of the Veterans Equity Dashboard. This dashboard is a comprehensive, data-driven tool to track veterans' workforce experiences across Massachusetts. My big thanks to the folks at LWD for their work here and making this happen. This is going to be a game changer in terms of how we interact and engage with veterans when it comes to the labor market, from demographics to industry representation, wages, employment outcomes. This is going to allow us to figure out what we need to do to better support our veterans here in the Commonwealth. So I just want to thank everyone for being here today. Good morning once again, and really the partnership that we're doing here at the Healey-Driscoll Administration. And I'm here to introduce my good friend. I'm really kind of the brains behind a lot of this effort here, Secretary Jones, who'll take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Secretary Santiago. I truly appreciate from day one you coming into this role, and I had maybe 2 months under my belt, but we sat down and we said, how can we team up together? And he has really stayed at the table and collaborated with our teams to get us to celebrations like we're here today. But I would be remiss if I also didn't acknowledge how much of a leader Secretary Santiago is, because he's standing here committed to delivering and highlighting these types of resources just a few days after having a newborn. So congratulations to expanding your family. So as Secretary Santiago shared, the Healey-Driscoll Administration is committed to supporting Massachusetts veterans. And I think from my perspective, kind of as we think about two sides of the coin, we have the opportunity to have the leadership of a newly created secretariat dedicated to serving and supporting our veterans, combined with resources that the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development has been providing for veterans, but also can do more thanks to this collaboration. And I think from a workforce perspective, we know that workforce development is top of mind among businesses large and small, any industry and in any region of the Commonwealth. But at the same time, while we know that workforce development and workforce challenges are top of mind, we also know that there's not a single solution to solve it. But that is exactly why when I think about what are those common denominators that we can integrate into a workforce strategy to solve for our workforce challenges, we really center a lot of our work through the Healey-Driscoll Administration on values. And for workforce, to me, that means people first, thinking about how we can be even more competitive by making sure our workforce agenda is grounded on our people, which includes our current workforce, but also the great potential that we have to bring in our untapped talent, including the amazing veterans who have given so much to our country and have sacrificed so much already. But we should be committed to ensuring a transition to civilian employment right here in Massachusetts. Yet we know that access to these opportunities are real, and we need to make sure that we are overcoming access and creating more pathways and clear access points to ensure that veterans, as well as all workers, are able to leverage the available resources that we have. There's so much that our team through Mass Hire, shout out to Chris Mills, Seisha, and others represented here. You got awesome swag with the shirts, but they also are on the ground in each of our career centers and making sure teaming up with local veteran service officers and community partners to build on the menu of resources that we have available to our veterans and highlighting some of the newest resources that we now have in our toolbox, including the celebration of the enhanced veteran tax credit, as well as our Veterans Equity Dashboard. And Lisa Hemmerly from our Department of Economic Research and Labor and Workforce Development will speak more to the dashboard in just a few moments. But I'll just share why these two initiatives are so important and why we thought it was important to bring everyone together to highlight these milestones in the work that we're doing. One, the tax credit will increase ways that we can help connect our veterans to employers looking for work. We know sometimes an incentive can be a resource, but it also brings employers more to the table opening their doors and creating the exact pathways that we are looking to lift up. We also know that in order to influence and do the work that we look to do in workforce development, it's best to do so when we're informed by data. And our veterans workforce data dashboard that we have now launched, and Lisa will speak to, helps us to identify and recognize the barriers to employment thanks to available data, and ensuring that we're using this to then think about how we can close gaps, reduce barriers to employment, and be more intentional in ensuring that we as a Commonwealth are lifting up more opportunities for Massachusetts veterans. We also appreciate that through all this work, it means collaboration. We highlighted the collaboration happening within the Healey-Driscoll Administration, but I know in order to deliver on workforce development, it takes collaboration with so many different community partners, many that are represented here and so many that are across all 351 cities and towns as we think about resources for our veterans. And I think that you'll hear directly from leaders that are doing exactly this. So I'd love to make sure one, that you walk away knowing about our Mass Hire Career Centers and the work that our team does each and every day to support veterans transitioning from service, assisting them with their job search, career training, resume services, workshops, and more. And the team is dedicated to doing that work. Our Department of Career Services through Mass Hire also provides veterans with priority service in employment, including the training and placement that we offer through our career centers. Mass Hire veterans employment representatives also specialize in support for veterans with the barriers that we know exist and to ensure that our veterans are more equipped to pursue the great opportunities that we have in high demand and in-demand industries right here in Massachusetts. So I'm thrilled to have Matt Sutton here from our Mass Hire Veterans Employment Representative team to make sure that you can hear directly from him on the services that we provide. And we also are able to team up with Tom LaRose from the Department of Veterans Employment Education and Training Program, as Secretary Santiago mentioned. But it's through this kind of collaboration that in the last fiscal year alone, we're able to serve through the Mass Hire team over 3,800 veterans, of which nearly 1,000 faced significant barriers to employment. So this kind of collaboration and teamwork is impactful, it's meaningful, and it will deliver the results that we're looking to stand up. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over first to Tom LaRose, Director of the VEET program in the Executive Office of Veteran Services, along with Matthew Sutton from, I point at the wrong direction. First, turn it over to both Tom and Matt. They're going to come on up. First to Tom, our Director of the VEET program in the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development, along with Matt Sutton from our Mass Hire Greater New Bedford Career Center. And they'll be able to speak specifically to some of the resources that we continue to lift up for our veterans. Thank you.